What is going on, you guys? So this is a question I get pretty frequently, and that is, how do you clean your helmet? Let's get into that right now. All right, climb around the old motorcycle here and coming on over here. So what I use for the lenses, which by the way, the lenses on these helmets here are not glass. I mean, that should be pretty clear that these aren't glass. They're clear plastic, just like a paintball mask, for example. Just because anything that's going to take a hard impact, you don't want glass flying into your eyes. But anyway, you're going to want some kind of a cleaner like this. There's several brands out there, but Novus has been around for years and it's really inexpensive and it works really well, and it helps your lenses to not only become clean but then also stay clean. Like rain just beads right off. It actually helps you not fog up, which is really great. So this stuff is really cheap. You just shake it, spray it on the lens. You're going to want to do the outside and the inside. And don't forget, if you have one of these drop down sunscreen sun visors that you're going to want to want to do that inside and out as well. And then as far as the actual shell itself, I just use warm water and soap. So whenever I'm washing my bike, I use the same hot soapy water, which obviously I don't use dish soap or anything. I have like, wash and wax concentrate that I use for washing my cars and bikes. So when I already have my bucket with my wash and wax in there, I go ahead and use a soft microfiber rag and just go ahead and scrub my helmet down. Make sure all your vents are closed when you do that. Like on this helmet, I have a front vent and then I have the two top vents. Can't do much for the back vents because they don't close or anything because they're exhaust vents, but just something to keep in mind. And yeah, so just use hot soapy water on the shell itself and then some kind of specific plastic cleaner. Like for example, this Novus on the lens, get the inside and outside. And then I also take this time to go ahead and inspect my foam on the inside. And if it smells dirty, sour, sweaty, or it has any, stains from my hairspray or God knows whatever, then, I go ahead and take this time to remove my padding, and you can just throw them in the washer. Ooh, thunder out there, boys. You can just throw them in the washer. All helmets that aren't like complete dogs, like this isn't even a very expensive helmet. It's a First Storm, which is like 50 bucks, 60 bucks, something like that. It's a very cheap, inexpensive helmet, but any helmet that's has any level of quality, whatever, is going to have removable interior foam because, well, they don't want you to have to completely buy a brand new helmet just because your foam gets wet or dirty or whatever. So just chuck these in the washer. They can also go in the dryer, which is nice. There's probably instructions on how to wash them, but I honestly just throw them in the washer and dryer, and they have worked out really well for me. So something to do. Also, I use this time to inspect my strap, my retention device, which on this one is a quick release strap. Just make sure that everything's in place to make sure that it's hasn't come loose at all. It's still properly adjusted for my tiny ass peanut head and everything. And that's pretty much all I do every time I clean my helmets, which I clean the actual outer shell whenever I wash my bikes, and then I clean the lens whenever it gets dirty. So whenever, I run over a huge puddle and it splashes on my visor, or whenever I notice that my visor's starting to get kind of dirty and hard to see out of, I just come home and spend a few minutes with the Novus. And you also want to make sure that you use a very soft microfiber towel. Don't use something like these crappy rags back here. You want to use a very soft microfiber, or else it can scratch the plastic and then you've got a bigger problem on your hands. So that is how we do it, boys.